Okay, so we're going to use our marking up the text techniques that we talked about in the previous video to go through the story problem and eventually try to come up with an answer. So Sheila participated in a multi-day bike event. On the first day, she rode 100 miles. On the second day, her average rate of travel was 12.5 miles per hour for 7 hours. Write an expression with units to represent Sheila's total distance. So we're looking for operation words that we can circle, numbers and units, important relationships to underline, squiggle for the question or our objective, and you can use variable for values that you don't know. So we're gonna come up with something for Sheila's total distance. So our final answer, distance, would be measured in this case miles. So something to keep in mind. We're going to come up with a total distance, so we should be adding day 1 and day 2 together. We don't need to keep them separate. So on the first day she went 100 miles. On the second day her average rate, so I'm going to have a fraction, was 12.5 miles per hour. So per is the word where our fraction bar is going to come in. And then we will also have to multiply by the number of hours, which is 7. So if I want to write my expression, let's see, in day 1, she went 100 miles. And then day 2 came. She kept riding her bike. She went 12.5 miles per hour. And she repeated that for 7 hours. So there's my expression. Then I start to simplify so I can find Sheila's total distance. So we start with our multiplication. I have an hour in the numerator and an hour in the denominator, and they're connected with multiplication, so they will cancel themselves out. So now the only unit I have on the back side there is miles, which is good because I need my final answer to be in miles. So I have 100 miles plus 12.5 times 7 is, well, I don't have a calculator, so 12.5 times 7 is 35, 14 plus 7, or plus 3 is 7, carry the 1, so 87.5. And if you have a calculator, just do that on a calculator, but my phone is taping right now, so I don't have a calculator next to me. So I brought down my original 100 miles, and when I did my multiplication, I got 87.5 miles. Since they're in the same unit, I'm allowed to add them and get 187.5 miles. And then we go back and answer the question. What was Sheila's total distance? Sheila total distance was 187.5 miles. And you're done.